I always want the butler to walk in when I do that. Come on in there, fool. Get in here. Welcome, everybody, to Kiwanis Connects. We are live January 24th, 2025. The first month of the new year is almost in the books. Can you believe it? Between
Hard to believe.
cold and snow, I shoveled snow this week for the first time in 30 years. I cried every swoop. I had a 2.5 car driveway. Anyway, but we're here because we got good stuff for y'all out there today. Thank you for watching Kiwanis Connects, coming to you live on Facebook and YouTube. And in a couple of days, you can find us on Roku under the WWDBTV channel there as well. We've got a big lineup for you today. Of course, you see our guest, Dr. Rhea. She's a scholarship doctor. We'll get to her in a second. But of course, the real person in charge around here, Doc Val. How are you, my friend?
Aloha. As you can tell, once again, different background. You know, I'm always moving around, but I take you guys with me. I'm in sunny Southern California, and it was actually 77 degrees yesterday.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you what I dealt with yesterday. Let me put it this way. We're supposed to hit 50 over the weekend, but I'm not putting my winter coats away because I was shoveling the other day and it was 12 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
I was layered up. I felt like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
No, that's one of the reasons why I choose not to live in snow. I'll visit, and I'll visit my family when there's no snow. But yeah, you just wrapped it all up as to why not.
Well, yeah. When I was done shoveling, I walked back into my house and I gave my wife the stink eye. That's for damn sure. Anyway, so everybody, you can post your comments in the chat room on Facebook. You can post your comments on YouTube. John will bring them in. Good morning, Douglas. How are you, sir? All right, before we get started, I promised this last week and I couldn't find it in time, but I love the bad dad joke craze. And of course, coming up towards the end, I'm rocking and rolling. But I did get an email and I promised Herman I would do this, so I have to do it at the top before I forget. And then just before I went on the air, our good friend Daryl Gums down in Jefferson, Georgia, sent me one via Messenger. I'm going to open up with two real fast, if that's okay, and then we'll get to business. Is that right?
Oh, that sounds awesome. Let's do it.
This one comes from our good friend Herman. Found this in an email post about jokes from the Greeks centuries ago. So, you know, this has to be a classic if it's coming from the Greeks centuries ago. So here you go. It goes as this. Very simple. At a dignitary's funeral in Kyme, someone goes up to the officials and asks, "Who's the dead guy?" One of the Kymians turn around and points. It's the one lying in the coffin. Now, listen, that was Herman. Don't point the finger at me. That was Herman.
I need to talk to Herman because that's
Too much C's candy is going to the brain of the holidays. Carol from Jefferson, Georgia sends me the following. A man got hit in the head with a can of soda. Did you hear about this? It was recently at a football game. Guy got hit by the can of soda. He's all right, though, because it was a soft drink. That was a good one. Come on. That was a good one. Daryl, thank you. You get the score, and you got Herman off the poopy list. All right. So we got a lot to do. It is scholarship season. It's not rabbit season. It's not duck season. It's scholarship season. But before we get to that, we still have a little business we want to talk about regarding the wildfires and the support. Right, Doc Val?
Absolutely. Just a little. And that's because we're in second responder phase. And I know a lot of people are saying, you know, most of those fires are out, but the reality is that they're not. And there are so many more fires that are kicking in. And I send out my heartfelt wishes to everybody who is in the Newhall area and the Castaic area. There was a college that I think it's called Cal Arts that was had to evacuate, and the University of Redlands actually sent 3 buses to pick up all the students and take them so that they would be safe. And so there is a lot of kindness going on out there. And just to let you know, there are ways that you can still help. This is going to take a long time for recovery. And so I know John's going to put up a slide for us. And so if you want to help through Kiwanis, this is a great way because it's 100% of the money is coming in for the fire disaster relief is going right back out through different club grants and support for the disaster fund. And so scan that QR code. If you're driving, we'll be on Roku later in the week, and go back to this and scan it and make a donation. It's going to help. It's going to help long term. And so, thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Didn't I just read the other day that another new fire just popped back up a couple of days ago?
Yes, the Hughes fire, and so that's the one I was talking about. It's north of the Los Angeles area, and there's one in, I guess, the Santa Clarita area. This is one I'm not an expert, and I normally drive everywhere, and so that's how I met Dr. Rhea, because I would drive out to Las Vegas, get to meet her and hang out. But Val did not drive this time. I actually flew from my home to San Diego because the 5 was closed, and there's a number of different fires that are happening out there that they're just popping up, and part of it is the weather.
Yeah.
The Santa Ana winds are horrendous, and the humidity is so low, it's unrecognizable. And so there's so much fuel and tinder out there. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah. So, sometimes you just run out of adjectives. I mean, when you have the devastation like this, and as much as I hate to compare it, when we saw what happened with Lahaina in Hawaii a couple of years ago, and literally wiping that island off the map for all intents and purposes, this fire, for those who are trying to put it in comparison, is almost the same thing. I mean, you're wiping out neighborhoods, you're wiping out communities, you're wiping out, literally starting from scratch, almost like a war zone, for crying out loud. And I don't care what people are going to say. It's this, you got Hollywood stars, they're still people. I don't care if their $10 billion mansion burned down. They lost their stuff no differently than someone who unfortunately may have lost a home for $100,000. It doesn't matter. It's devastation.
Right. You lose your memories.
Yep.
You lose the precious things that remind you of those that are past. You lose members of your family. There's so many pets and livestock that were not able to be rescued in this process because there is high running fires. And one of the things that I don't think people realize across the world is that although it may be in a very high-end community for like the Pacific Palisades community, most of the students that go to those schools, because they are state funded, are students from outside the area because it's a magnet school. And so now they're back online, and they're not being bussed in. And so these are school students that really, really need this.
Right.
And that's why one of the reasons why I thought it was so important. Most of the scholarships and things that are out there are funding for these kids to be able to go to college, because it's like 1/3 of the students are seniors. Those deadlines aren't going to change.
Right.
And they're not going to change for them. And these are the kids that need it most. They have been bused almost an hour to go to school every day for the past 3 years or 4 years, so that they could put themselves in the best position to be able to go to college. And at this critical time, all of a sudden.
Yeah. And what a great segue. What a great segue to our guest. You got to love it. Our guest today, listen, she is the aunt of probably how do you define Justin? The sweetest, oldest soul.
Most amazing soul. Absolutely.
It gives you a hope for the future. You know?
Yes.
I had him on our show a couple of times. He's been on Kiwanis Connects. I've had him on Aaron Zauer. Justin, love him out there. I miss him. Please make sure, if he's not watching, Rhea, that you send my love and a hug to him. She is a doctor, but we're just going to call her Rhea, because if I have too many doctors on here, I'm just going to confuse the crap out of myself. I used to have a doctor moniker when I used to sell timeshare. I was Dr. somebody else, but that's a lifetime ago. Anyway, Dr. Rhea, she is the founder of a company called Scholarship Solutions, which is perfect for what Val was just talking about. She has helped people enter college and win $200 million worth of scholarships over her years. She herself was a winner of $300,000 worth of scholarships, Mentor of the Year in the United States Marine Corps. John is probably going to give us a hoo-ha here any second. #1 best-selling author, award-winning speaker, professor, first African-American student accepted into the UNLV doctoral program for psychology.
Yes.
Energetic International. She's a professional speaker, book author. She's got some speaking engagements coming up, which we'll talk about. Dear Lord. Thank you for watching, everybody. That's it. I just took it the whole time giving everybody's accolades. So, Maria, it is so great to see you. It's been at least since I left, but it's so good to have you online with us today.
Appreciate you so much. You all are just, y'all do hard work, you know? I'm all about it. It is hard work, or it can be hard work, but it is definitely hard. Corazon work. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, when I saw your posting about all the different things that you're doing, it just reminded me of how amazing a human you are and how giving you are. So when you talk about heart work, back at you. And we're gonna make Aaron cry, you know, surrounded by all this amazingness. And he's, you know, just that guy. So you know, in our California, Nevada, Hawaii district, our children's fund does a lot of scholarships. But throughout California, Nevada, and Hawaii, our Kiwanis clubs give out $4.3 to $4.4 million a year in scholarships. And there are not enough applicants. There are not enough things. So I'm so glad that you are here. Talk about what you do. And Aaron, you're going to need to lead this because I'm one of those people that will babble and get in the weeds on this one. Because I believe that no student should ever have to work 3 and 4 jobs to be able to go to school, because there's so much support out there for them.
There is a lot of support for them, but I think in the university standpoint, we're talking about a 5-letter word that begins with a G and an R, ends with an ED. And I think in a lot of ways, for some institutions, I'm not going to say everybody, but I think that's the case. But there are alternatives, and I think, Doc, when did you found the company? When did you start this?
Yeah, so thanks you all so much for having me. I appreciate it. Just to answer Dr. Val and then Brother Aaron, I'll go to you, but I am Dr. Rhea Watson, the scholarship doctor with Scholarship Solutions, where we are blessed to help students of all ages. We say from 0 to 99, from the womb to the tomb, birth to death, cradle to college. So just in case you missed it, a scholarship is there for you. We help those students, again, 0 to 99, to go to college without any debt. And we're not just talking about 2 or 4 year, but there's vocational schools, technical schools, certification programs. So if there's something that you want to do that is higher education, you need to pay for it, there's a scholarship for that. More specifically, there are $100 billion, I'm saying with a B, y'all, $100 billion available every year in scholarships. And it does not matter your educational level. It doesn't matter your ethnic background, your economic status. It doesn't matter if you're a citizen or where you are in the world. I believe, Dr. Val, to underscore what you said, there is not one single person who wants to, again, improve themselves, however that is. And if it costs money, that they have to pay for it out of pocket. There's too much money, too many resources. And again, as you mentioned, too much money that goes to waste because students don't know about it. And at Scholarship Solutions, we are all day, every day, working to make sure that that is not the narrative, and that we are sharing and showing that you and yours, no matter who you are, including not being student. Like, I just won a scholarship last week. The check is in my purse. I still got to deposit it. And I haven't been in school for 10 and a half years. So if you are someone who is not a student, but you are doing things to improve yourself, there is money for that. Yeah.
Well, and I think there's a lot of things to be said where maybe to some degree, a lot of people out there maybe don't know what's available for them, let alone actually try to find this stuff. So what's the best way people can get information besides contacting you, of course? What's the best way for people to learn what's available to them based on age, creed, sex, interests? I mean, usually there's a scholarship for everything, right?
There really is. And again, you know, people don't know that you don't have to be a student to earn scholarships. So I'm saying things like, are you an entrepreneur? Are you wanting to grow your business? Do you need to make home improvements? Are you looking to maybe like up your car game? There's money for all of that, right? You can do all of that through scholarships. I'm going to give you a number of scholarships, so I'll give those to you specifically. But there is a scholarship that is by the Pilot Pens. I should have had my pen. I always do everything in purple. We are kindred spirits, Dr. Val.
Yes, we are.
I always do everything in purple. So I should have brought my Pilot Pens. But there's a Pilot Overachievers Grant, it's called, you all. Pilot, like the Pilot Pens. I know this is not one of them, but Pilot Pens is one of my favorite pens, right? Pilot Overachievers Grant. And this grant is for anyone ages 13 to death. So they have two pots of money, y'all. For 13 to 19-year-olds, it's a $15,000 grant scholarship, aka free money, okay? And then for those who are 20 to the tomb, I haven't found money for people in the womb. I haven't found them for in the womb, and I haven't found them in the tomb. But if you are 0 to whatever day you pass away age, I found money for you, okay? And so not in the tomb, but up to the tomb, you can apply for this scholarship. And for those who are 20 and over, it's $100,000. This is cash money that comes to you.
And I think Andy's watching right now, so he is taking notes. So,
now,
okay.
I tell you all honestly, I have not personally applied for this scholarship, and I apply for scholarships regularly. I won a really big one last year, and again, about every quarter I win scholarships. Now, I have not applied because I was seriously intimidated over this scholarship. The scholarship doctor was intimidated over a scholarship. Because remember, I told you it's a Pilot Pen, right? Scholarship. You have to handwrite 1,000 words on what you are doing and how you are changing your community. Now, I feel like I'm a really good community change maker, but writing 1,000 words, I could not put that in my brain. So I've been telling people about this scholarship for 3 years. Now, one of my students, she happens to be in the great state of Alabama, and she sent me her essay. She said, Dr. Rhea, I'm going to apply for this scholarship. I think she's the first student I know who did it. But she typed her scholarship essay out and then took her time and wrote what she typed. It revolutionized this for me. I never thought about this. Someone who trains people in essay and scholarship and going to college for free, never thought I could type it first, take my time and write it out. So I promise you all, when this scholarship opens July 15th, it opens July 15th. It opens July 15th. When this scholarship opens July 15th and before it closes December 15th, Dr. Rhea is coming for us. So are you going to join me, guys? Are you going to be there? Let me know.
Oh, yes.
I got the sense it starts July 15th. Call me
I
crazy.
did too. July 15th is the number.
Here's a problem. Here's a problem I would have with that application. I don't know that I know 1,000 words. So I don't know if I can even complete it. With that, you see my buddy stopped in while you were talking. There's my buddy right there on the wall behind me. There he is, Mr. Justin. He's staying up there. Hey, we're going to step aside for a first break because I think that's a great – he's already filling. Put that message back up there. God, John, you can put that back up there as I go out onto the break. Andy, I could just see Andy in the back room with the little visor and the little stripe, and he's got his pencil sharpening. All right, we come back more with Doc Rhea talking about scholarships and ways to make your life easier for education with billions of dollars. And I'll be able to give you how to spell my name correctly. Kiwanis Connects, we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Edgar Alejandro. I'm the co-founder of Rising Again Productions. So we've been here in Vegas producing films for the past couple of years, and we've seen our fair share of studios. We worked in our fair share of studios, and to be honest, WWDBTV has been our favorite by far. John is so welcoming. The space is wonderful. It's perfect for what we need. We've had rehearsals here. We've had callbacks here. We've had table reads here. So if you're a Vegas creative, or really just a creative coming into Vegas, definitely check out this space. Chat with John. I think you'll find that this studio has everything that you'll need as well.
The Granville Allied Gardens Kiwanis Club was founded in 1960. We provide service to Allied Gardens, Granville, San Carlos, Del Cerro, and surrounding communities of San Diego. Our support extends to the youth of our community by sponsoring programs at Hearst Elementary School K-Kids, Lewis Middle School's Builders Club, Patrick Henry High School's Key Club, and San Diego State University Circle K. Some of our favorite events and charities we support include the First Friday concerts in the park, patriotic holiday flags on Waring Road, Meals on Wheels, Cub Scouts, and the Allied Gardens Little League. Join our club. We are looking for people who care about making a difference for our children, for our community, and for our world. For more information about our Kiwanis Club and becoming a member, please visit www.alliedgardenskiwanis.org.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis. There's only two of us. What happened to Doc Val? Did we lose Val? She must be going to, I know what it is. She's going to help Andy with that application. That's what it is. Anyway, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. I was going to put a little joke in there and say I'm Justin Booma, but now that Val's not here, that's because he's right here. It's my guy right there, man. All right, Dr. Rhea Help is here with us today. She is a scholarship doctor. She's wearing the stethoscope. Why? Because she's going to put that to your bank account to make sure that it is still beating. If it's not, she's going to help you infuse it. See what I did there, Rhea? Just, you know, you like that? All right, so what I want to do, we were talking about this scholarship for July 15th. Now, obviously, when we talk scholarships, this is all around education, correct? I mean, you have to go to school for some reason. You can't apply for a scholarship because you want to open up a business. You have to go take classes. So let's get that squared away. But I'm always all about wanting to try to find out, let's bust some myths, right? Because people have to have these ideas about scholarships, good, bad, or indifferent. Give me like maybe 2 or 3 myths about scholarships that you maybe talk about or people say to you like, well, I don't like scholarships because. Well, let's talk about some of that. Let's bust some of the negatives that people think about scholarships, if there are any. Maybe there aren't.
Oh my gosh. So I have a book. You might see it there and here. Boop, boop, boop. It is the 5 easy steps to going to college for free, to earn a free degree. And in the beginning, I absolutely talk about the myths associated with scholarships because there are a number of them. So one myth is that you have to be the A student, right? And although grades should never, ever, ever be ignored, that is not the ideal student. The ideal student is someone who is super well-rounded. So you want to have good grades. You want to have good test scores. I know we have a culture and a fabric that says tests are gone. They're not, guys. They never left. I have students, again, even coming from Hawaii to the mainland, taking tests in the heart of COVID, okay? It's very important to take the tests. You want to make sure you have a good class rank. That means that you're finishing in the top 10% of your class. But if you haven't done those things, maybe there's people who are on and you're a second semester senior and you're saying, Rhea, I haven't done A and A grades. My tests, I didn't take those. You know, I'm not really in the top 10% of my class. These last 2 things are so important. And again, bust the myth that you have to be this A student. If you're involved with your community, maybe you belong to a Key Club, right? Maybe you're a Kiwanis member. Maybe you're doing something on the collegiate level. If you are giving back, giving a soup to someone, a sweater, a water bottle, whatever you're doing to give back and whatever you're doing to be involved in your campus or your community, those can knock out those first 3 things so much that there is nothing that can stop you from earning scholarships because of your service, your involvement in your leadership. So that's one. The other thing that I hear is, oh, you have to be an athlete. No. Oh, you have to be, again, an academician. You have to be someone that's super smart, right? Those things are myths. There's scholarships literally for everyone, everything, and in any area. So I give scholarships out to people all the time that don't have a GPA requirement. They don't have a test score requirement. They don't have a citizenship requirement. Again, they don't have a student requirement. And so when that's the case, anyone and everyone can earn scholarships. So my little nephew that you guys saw, the picture of Justin, right? Justin applied for his first scholarship when he was 4 months old. So obviously he was not a student at 4 months, right?
His momager had it down. That's basically what that's all about. All right.
He got his first scholarship when he was 2 years old, and it was a $15 scholarship. Now, when I do presentations and talks and workshops and I share Justin's story, the kids especially, they'll laugh at me. Oh my gosh, $15. Well, I asked them, how many 2-year-olds do you know? Or 3-year-olds do you know applying for scholarships? Whatever it is. No one can answer They're not laughing then, right? So Justin won his first scholarship at that age. I'm going to give you that scholarship. Anyone in the world can apply. You don't have to be a student. It is called the Fruit Shoot Scholarship. I know, cute name, right? Fruit Shoot Scholarship. And there's not any play on words. It's fruit spelled traditionally. It's shoot spelled traditionally, okay? Fruit Shoot Scholarship. And it is open literally to anyone in the world. Justin banked third place in the world for going to his local community garden, taking a photo of a desert plant. They loved it and he won. That $15 has now changed up to $70,000 in college scholarships, grants, and prizes, and he's 9. So don't despise small beginnings, for one thing. And whoever you are, wherever you are, you can go to college for free. So no, it's not just for athletes. No, it's not just for those who are in academics. It's for anyone and everyone. And thirdly, I think the other thing that I think is a myth that I want people to ignore is maybe going even back to the fruit shoot. Sometimes people say, oh my gosh, it's not a $25,000 scholarship, which those exist. I love my students who have won singularly $100,000 scholarships. Shout out to Simone for being 100, just one scholarship. She won millions, but one scholarship was 100 grand. Yay, her. But there are also these scholarships that are $15, $20, $25, $500, $1,000, $2,500. Don't disqualify yourself from anything. Who won't take free money? 15 for my nephew has turned into 70,000. So just apply. It's like real estate, y'all. We say location. With scholarships, it's all about apply. So those are demystify. Yes.
Money bags. That's what we're going to call it. Money bags. Money bags for sure. Money bags.
Oh, absolutely. Dr. Ray, we've got to get you in front of the Key Clubbers. Your energy would be so inspiring because you just have that go-to. And I think that the hardest thing for most people is just starting, and so what do you recommend that we do? Because, you're talking about to the tomb, and I have been doing so much development in my community. I just helped start a new 501c3 where we want to educate people about nature and get them outdoors. I'm hoping there's some tips you can give me, because I think we need a little bit of that free money.
So. Absolutely. So I know, again, Brother Aaron asked this, like, Rhea, I know we can go through you. I know you can get 1, 2, 3. I am doing selfless plug, right? Books, right? Which all of these books have over 50 scholarships for people of all ages. Again, we do everything 0 to 99. So they're all in there. Essay prompts, resume building are all in my books. So people can get that. It's a really, really low investment, but we'll have a huge return. In fact, for folks who are just doing our books, we are finding, because we don't hear from everyone, but they are winning around $25,000 in scholarships for making a low investment of, $20, $30 in a book. But it's that rich. And this is how I've taught people to earn over $200 million in scholarships. But one place that I think is a great, great resource, it is called bold.org. Bold.org. And I'll put that in the chat probably during break so you guys can have it, or if someone's listening. But it's bold.org. Then it's # REF =99. I know that's a lot. So I will put that in the chat, but it is a great resource. Now, it doesn't do what we do, 0 to 99, but it does start at 9th grade. So if there's anyone that's 9th grade to the last degree that you want to earn, including if you're not a student and you have student loan debt, twice a year, there are organizations that give out scholarships for you to reduce your student loan debt through this website. So I will put it in the chat, make sure that you all have it. That is right. And then you want to put that # REF =99. So that's a great resource that people should go to. All right. Now, I know Google, and Google can be a little frustrating. Actually, statistically, you miss about 48% of scholarships available by doing a Google search, but there's nothing wrong with that. So at least try it and see if you can find something, right? If you're unable to work with someone like me. And then Dr. Val, I think just to answer your question, what are some first steps? What do people need to do? What is important in the scholarship game? Well, you definitely want to have a wonderful portfolio, okay? And what is inclusive of that portfolio? If you are a traditional student, like what you're talking about, right? Your traditional students, then you want to make sure you have your transcript. I like for people to have 10. I like for them to be official. What is an official transcript, Riri? That is, y'all, I went all the way back because that's what I'm calling this video. Okay? What is that? I know among friends and family. It is official. That means that it's in an envelope, sealed, and normally signed. If opened, unofficial. I like for people to have 10 of those. And I kind of count that as like my Monday morning, like those things that you can do on Monday morning. You can write your registrar's office or your counselor and say, hey, counselor, registrar, I need 10 official transcripts. So it's about having your transcript, your test scores. You want to have a robust resume. We already talked about that. So what are you doing in your community? You know that song, right? That was Janet, right? What have you done for me lately? That's what we want to know. What have you done for us lately in Las Vegas, in New York? And I'm going to go states now because I don't know all the cities. In Connecticut, in California, in Hawaii. What are you doing to give back in those communities where you are blessed to reside? And then how are you doing leadership? So Dr. Vile is so important because when people come in my office and I ask them these questions, like, what are you doing in your community? They say, oh, well, I'm a part of the science club. And I'm like, that's awesome. What leadership do you have in the science club? And they use this word. It's one of my favorite because that little brown face that's behind Brother Aaron, his name is Just. So it's like, but they say, I'm just a member. So I don't think my heart feels so happy like I do when I call my Just. I'm like, that's what it looks like. Scholarship, that you're just a member. We need to change that. So are you the sergeant of arms? Are you someone who's the volunteer coordinator? They used to call him the historian. Do y'all remember the historian? Well, we don't call him the historian anymore. Now they call the social media manager. Okay, same thing. You taking the pictures and posting. So what are you doing in leadership? Because that will immediately elevate your application and make you different than all the folk who I get to see, and we get to change that, who say, I'm just a member, right? So those are things, if you are working on becoming like my student who just won $4 million in scholarships and counting, a multi-million-dollar scholar, you want to make sure to have this type of resume, this type of application so that you can compete and win those dollars.
It takes me back because I remember being, when I was in high school, I think we all went through this. Why did I join Key Club? Because it's going to look good on your resume. Yep. Why did I become president? Because it's going to look good on your resume. So those philosophies haven't changed.
Not a bit.
Haven't changed. But you've got to hope that people who look at the resumes will look past the fluff and realize that some of it, what is real, what is not. And realize that maybe if someone's a little light in leadership, they're still a good person. You have to look for that well-balanced person, I think, in a lot of ways. So what you're talking about, Rhea, is so on, because I'm always interested in wanting to learn about the person, not necessarily obviously what people can do and what their education level is, and will they help and all that stuff is wonderful. But also, it's like what I do in my interviews. I want people to talk about the person who's behind the business. What do you like? What you like? And I think it is so important that what you're talking about is a well-rounded student, and scholarships apparently still look for that. And I think that's tremendous. By the way, I had one comment pop up earlier here. Kathy Zemansky was wondering how come you have very low energy. She was wondering why you're not. I'm just kidding. Kathy commented she actually said she's loving your energy, so that's good. And
I have to work on that. I have to work on
that. Come out of your shell, Rhea. Will you please come out of your shell? Drink a little more caffeinated coffee or something. Daryl Dow, our good buddy Daryl, whose joke I shared earlier, also says, loving this woman, may have to look at going after my PhD now.
Yes, that's what I love to hear. You can do it.
So I want to challenge everybody that's watching right now. If you're in the chat room, there's a little white arrow in the lower left-hand corner that lets you share feeds. Oh. Share this to everybody. If you
Mhm.
have a child, if you have a grandchild, if you have a neighbor that's got a child that needs, if you're an adult like Daryl wants to go back to college and go back to school, whatever it is, folks, the only way that people are going to know that there's a Doc Rhea out there for people, or that there's $300 billion out there with waiting for your name on it, we've got to let them know. And this is one of the ways to do it. Please share this. You Key Club advisors out there, Circle K people, even though you're graduating college, you want to go on to that master's? It's all for everybody that has an educational desire. We've got your website scrolling at the bottom. We've got the bold.org reference John was scrolling. I did also put your phone number, which will pop up there. That's 702-623-9500, correct?
That is, and you'll get Dustin or Brandy. So please don't text me. It's an actual, like, old school office where people
actually answer the phone.
So they do, Dustin or Brandy. I hear that people say all the time they're amazing. They are. They also say they're kind of like, it's like Fort Knox trying to get through. So just forgive that, because they are very protective of me, but they are the nicest ladies. Yeah, I got to get them lunch next week. Well, no, Brandy says she's doing the Daniel fast in February. We're going to do February.
Now, you also are, I believe that the Scholarship Solutions, you also have a Facebook page. Is that correct?
I do. So I have Facebook, TikTok. I have Twitter also. Instagram. So everything is at Scholarship DR, at Scholarship Doctor. And I think there was a little typo in the bold.org. So I put that in the chat, and I can also put my social media, but everything's at Scholarship DR, Scholarship Doctor.
Perfect. All right. Before we get ready to swindle away for our next break, John, can you bring up the flyer that has, where is it? You have an event coming up January 30th.
I do.
Can we throw that one up there? That's one of the two flyers. Not that one. We'll get back to that one during the break. Nice try. He's still throwing curveballs at me. Not that one, but the other one.
There we go.
No, keep going. Keep flipping. Keep flipping. Keep flipping. Stop!
There it
Stop! That's the one I want. Can you talk about this?
Yeah, it's really cool. So last April, I did my first TEDx. So you guys can look me up with that. And we talked about these 3 ways that you can improve your income. That's what they called it on TEDx. But this is what I called it originally. It's your ship has come in: scholarship, treasureship, authorship. So I am showing you in 3 ways how your ship has come in. I'd love to have you guys. It's in the Henderson area. The address is on there. Hopefully you can see it. But if you have any questions, again, call the girls. And if you, right now, they're going to take messages or send you the voicemail because I'm on live, but I'll get right back with you and I can give you any information that you may need.
By the way, I have it on good authority. If you show up wearing a stethoscope, they'll charge you $1. Okay. Sorry. Okay. And then go back to the one for the February 19th event, John. There you go. Talk about that one.
This is so fun. Looking for the loot. You can go to my website and you see it there where you register, myscholarshipsolutions.com. So we do master classes about 4 times a year. With this one, I'm going to show you how to find free money. So like I shared, Google's nothing wrong with that. I've given you some scholarships. We'll throw some more out during this wonderful time with Aaron and Dr. Val. But with this, I'm going to give you the tips, the tools, the tricks, the techniques and tactics where you can find your own loot and go to college for free.
Very cool.
I want to find, I have to find a class for you to come out of your shell, because this introvert of yours, this just is not working for me.
I know.
And I haven't even had my coffee today, and it's like, I am ready. I have this outline in my head of where I'm going to start on this. And Andy, my husband, is already, because he says he's already looked it up. He's going to start writing his 1,000 words ahead of time. And so on July 15th, he'll be ready. This is absolutely phenomenal. Thank you.
Andy, you better add a bad dad in there. All right, let's step aside for our last break early, so we come back. We can wrap up with Rhea, that we can do what we need to do on the way out. And gosh, I can't believe we're almost done with today's show. It's been so much fun about scholarships. Hey, in case you didn't know, there's a scholarship coming up on July 15th. In case you don't know. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. I got doctors all over the place. Me, I'm just a patient. We'll be right back.
Some estimates say that someone in the United States has a stroke every 40 seconds. Rocky, please share with us your experience.
He's left us
Aaron,
on. We're
as we all
still-
think we are
we're still-
invincible, after playing baseball for 12 years and never missing a game, I had a stroke while I was umpiring. It put a new perspective on life for me. No more golf, bowling, dancing, or most importantly, playing catch with my grandchildren. Please listen to your own body warnings. Pay attention and watch for your family and your friends. Watch for those warning signs. You are not invincible.
Derek, what are some of the symptoms and signs we should be aware of?
The simple rules to remember: the be fast rule. Balance, beware of loss of balance. Eyes, check for vision loss. Face, check if one arm is weak or numb. Speech, listen for slurred speech. Time, call 911 immediately if there's treatment available if it's within 3 hours.
John, what are some of the resources that folks have available for them?
There are several stroke support groups available to stroke survivors and their caregivers. Many of the stroke support groups you can attend can be accessed on your computer via Zoom. The stroke groups we support are located at the bottom of the screen.
This message was proudly brought to you by the following: the Kiwanis Club of Laguna Elk Grove, the Kiwanis Club of Oakland, and the Kiwanis Club of Palo Alto. Thanks to the efforts of the Cal Neva District of Kiwanis, there's been a Kiwanis presence in the Rose Bowl Parade for more than half of the New Year's Day Parade since 1921. In the past, our efforts were funded through club sponsorships, outside sponsorships, by the generous donations from Kiwanis members or club foundations sponsoring riders on the Kiwanis float itself. The District Rose Float Committee handles fundraising, and the Kiwanis Rose Float Club secures and organizes the volunteers. When Kiwanis International wanted to sponsor a large portion of our float, momentum from our clubs was lost due to any fundraising. The time has come to have our clubs increase their involvement in the fundraising efforts. But the Rose Float Kiwanis Club needs the help from all Kiwanis clubs, its members, and businesses to answer the call for support. Visit our Kiwanis Rose Float page on Facebook. Help make sure that Kiwanis International will let the world continue to smell the roses for a long time.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. That last link you put in the chat room there, Doc Rhea, I clicked on it, and there's nothing like it landing on the page where it says the 2024 fruit shoot is on. Start shooting that fruit porn. And get your entries in before October 7th. Okay. Man, that can lead itself open to so many interpretations, but
many bad dad jokes are on the horizon.
Oh, I know. And I'm going to be so kind and just let him go.
Let him go.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. The scholarship doctor's here. The doctor of good feeling, Doc Val, is here. And the doctor of stupidity and bad jokes, that's me. The only thing that's keeping me sane through all of this is Justin. How much I miss Justin. That's the I miss him. I miss that
You know,
young man.
the one thing we need to do is actually have my cousin on here at the same time. So then we have the Mind Doc, and that's what's on her license plate because she runs the health and wellness and psychology programs at the University of Arizona. Shout out to Dr. Deb Cox Howard. And so you would be surrounded by all of this doctriness.
Well, let me let the cat out of the bag. Back in my prior life, I used to be called Dr. Phil.
Oh, wow.
Because I was selling timeshare at the time. And Dr. Phil McGraw was just coming out of his shell out from under Oprah. And so Dr. Phil, the vacationologist, the PhD in vacations, was my moniker. So when I said I was a doctor in a previous life, yes. All right.
I love it.
Before we go further and wrap up, I have a question for Rhea. Rhea, I need to know, I have a question I need you to answer for me. I need you to pick a number between 1 and 150.
Oh. 13.
Oh, she's got to go lucky number 13.
Justin's
You know,
birthday.
It's Justin's birthday. Okay, because that's the page of jokes I'm going to read, and if people don't like it, they can blame you this week and not me. So I just turned to page 13. All right. Anyway, all right, Val, take it back. Let's don't do it. It's a trap. Yeah, you're right, John. It was. All right, Val. Let's keep moving here before we with money bags over there.
Love that.
And so, at the top of the hour, Aaron actually asked you, how did you get involved in this? And I don't think I heard the answer, but I am absolutely fascinated because to get to a point where you can help others fulfill their dreams to the level that you have, what was the spark for you? So.
Yes. So I'm from Las Vegas. This is home for me. My family moved from Illinois. I was 2, celebrating my 3rd birthday in Las Vegas. So it's all I've known outside my time in undergrad when I went away to school. So I was known as the girl who won a whole bunch of money to go to college. And I'm from an area called the West Side, the historic West Side, 89106. And I'm a first generation college student to the T. What that means is that my mom nor my dad went to college. And more specifically, my daddy, the most amazing, y'all gonna get me crying, hardworking, wisest man I think has ever walked the face of the earth. Had a 10th grade education, was functionally illiterate. My mama actually tested with the IQ of Einstein, graduated high school at 16. So I had these 2 polarized folk in my house, but they had one thing in mind, that they wanted my sister and me to go to college so badly. But my daddy worked at the Nevada test site. He was a maintenance worker. My mama would stay at home. So there just wasn't money, y'all. And so Mama and I would go to something called the West Las Vegas Library. It's still standing. It's actually going to get a new look in about 2 years. And so we would go from my junior year to my senior year, and every weekend, because there was no internet. I was graduated in 1992. Okay, so no internet, so we couldn't check out the books. It was in the reference section. So I would take a pen, a paper, and Mama and I would flip through books, and she'd say, "Riri, that one looks good," and I would write that down. And I would apply for every single thing that I thought I could potentially be eligible for. And that turned into $30,000 that I took with me to my university. But my university also gave me the largest financial package they had ever offered a student up to that time. And so I had tons of money to go to school. So all the kids I babysat and went to church with, and daddy was a Steelers fan, and who knew them, they would say, "Hey, Riri, can you help us go to college for free?" And I'm like, "Sure, just, feed me and we're good." That then turned into me going for multiple degrees. I learned in my senior year at my alma mater, which is Morris Brown College in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a small, historically Black college, sits right in the center of Atlanta, Georgia. And I had this little lady who just turned 83, actually Caucasian. She was one of the only Caucasian people on this 99% all Black campus. But she told me, "Riri, not only can you be doing what you're doing, which is going to college for free, you can get paid to go to school." And it revolutionized my mind. And I told her, I said, "I don't know how this has been a best kept secret, but it will not be." I said, "My community doesn't know about that." And what I meant is brown and Black people don't know you can get paid to go to school. And she said, "Yeah, actually, you've been doing this since 7th grade." Blew my mind. And I said, I call her Mama Jeannie now, but at the time she was Dr. Stahl. And I said, "Dr. Stahl, I don't know again who didn't know this beforehand, but I will always get that information out." And so that $30,000 turned to $300,000. And in fact, again, against kind of the status quo, I won the most of my money during my doctoral period versus undergrad. Because again, I didn't know that I could get paid to go to school. And every degree that I've earned since then, I get paid. And my students, about 75% of them get paid. So sometimes they stay even a little longer because it's like, "Ooh, let me get this money and do these different types of things." But that's my story. This first generation girl from historic West Side that had parents who believed in her and her sister and would do anything and sacrifice their lives. And my dad literally gave up his life. But then said, "Hey, we're going to reinvest in you so that you can tell people, no matter who they are, what they look like, what their grades are, what score they got or they did, that they can go to college, vocational school, technical school. They can earn whatever degree they want, and they never have to pay a red dime." And I'm blessed to do what I do. It wakes me up every morning. I mean, I know God wakes me up every morning, but knowing that I can change lives, and I hope it doesn't sound haughty, I'm saying it with the most humility. But when I think about these kids that will never have to know student loan debt, when I have a baby all over Atlanta, Georgia right now, because it shows that she's won $4 million and her parents will never have to write a check. I'm so thankful.
Well, there's no question that you were destined to do what you do for people to the tune of helping them better themselves in a way that money isn't. Yeah, money's important, but it's a way that you instill belief for that person. And so you were guided in a way to get to where you are today to become the scholarship doctor. And for that, and for those who know you as a friend, and Val and I, we obviously know you on a different level because of Justin and Heroes of Hearts and all that stuff. Listen, don't let anybody fool you. And I'm going to be the first one to break the rule. Listen, ain't no fucking joke about what you do to help people. Okay. So don't ever let anybody say, what is she doing to help people? Well, you got 300 million reasons to show them what that you do. All right. So on that note, we'll give Rhea a chance to kind of catch her breath. So Doc Val, it's time for your moment break there. So we have a new intro. John, hit it.
I love it. It looks so beautiful. You know, the mental health moment for me this week has been to stop and take a breath. And so that new intro is perfect because all of our lives go so quickly. And especially if you're a volunteer, you get caught up in the pace of what's going on. And I looked at a friend this week who she has been fighting stage 4 breast cancer for years. And her energy in giving back is over the top. And she kept talking about the fact that she's got to do this, she's got to do that, she's got to do the other. And she had forgotten to take care of herself. And so that was the message to me. And I wanted to share the message over and over again to people. In order to be the best giver that you can be, you've got to stop, take a breath, do a self-check, and then go back out and do what you do. So.
Right on. Take a moment for yourself. There's only one face that looks back at you in the mirror every day. And the day that it's not there, well, you'll be asking that same question that the Greek did at the beginning of the show with that joke that Herman gave me. Who's the one in the dead guy? Well, the guy in the coffin. So, all right. With that, though, we know it's also time for some wow moments. John, hit it. John. I thought maybe he was asleep at the switch or something. Go ahead, Val.
Woo-hoo. Wonder Woman moment. So in alignment with what we're talking about today, I know. It's in the background. They can't do anything about it.
No, that's okay. Live radio, live shows, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens.
It's so live, and especially when you're doing it for your mama's house.
Oh, hi, Mama Flo. Mama Flo.
Yeah, she's not picking it up for me. But my wow moment is tied in with our scholarships today. And the Kiwanis Club of Oakland in Oakland, California is probably the most giving club I've ever seen. Last year, they gave out over $400,000 in scholarships, just one club. Wow. And so the Oakland Scholarship College Fund has grown this year. And so their deadline is February 28th. Yeah. But they are giving 12 students $18,000 a year for 4 years. 12 students, $18,000 a year for 4 years this year.
That's $72,000 over 4 years times 18 students.
Wow.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Please make sure they spell my name correctly on that first check, if you don't mind. 2 A's in Aaron.
Yes.
Wow, good.
So I've actually put the link on our Kiwanis Connects page. We'll repost it. But to know that a Kiwanis club out there believes so much in their the students and their ability, and they truly from the bottom of their hearts believe that it's not just about the first year. It is about all 4 years so that you can truly finish. Because the statistics are out there that if you don't have the financial wherewithal and if you don't have the support that you need, it's not 4 years, it's a 6-year degree. And so by providing full 4 years for students, that gives them the opportunity to focus in on the number one thing, which is going to school, and then being able to give at a different level. So congratulations, Kiwanis Club of Oakland.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? As a favor to those people, Las Vegas, give them back the A's. Okay. Send them back to Oakland. Okay.
Kathy Tran would love that.
If you want to find Rhea all over social media, just put the @ scholarship doc, DR, actually scholarship DR. Basically, just put that in Google. You'll find her. She's all over the place. All right, John, it's time. We wrap it up with some bad jokes. Let's go. All right, Andy, I need you to put your pencil down from that scholarship form because I need you to pay attention now. All right, Andy? All right, so the first couple I'm going to do are from page 13 from the book because that was Rhea's favorite number. Here we go. If prisoners could take their own mug shots, they'd be called selfies.
Selfies, C-E-L-L.
Right. That's correct, yes. You know, if I have to explain
I'm a little slow, but I catch up.
I'll talk slower. You just listen faster, Val. That's all. All right, here you go. Is this pool safe? Is this pool safe for swimming? Well, it depends.
Oh my. Mm-hmm.
Remember, folks, Rhea picked the page, okay? Just remember, the scholarship doctor, not so good at bad dad joke books, okay? Just remember that. What happens when you get page 13? That's all I got to say about that. Okay, what do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back? A stick. Okay. Oh, you guys like that one? Sure. That one you guys like. Oh, yeah. Maybe I need a scholarship for bad dad jokes. I don't know. Hey, listen, you know, when it's freezing, this is what happened to me the other night. I left my PC on all night. When I woke up, it was freezing. You know why? Because it turns out I left the windows open.
Oh, God.
Hey, what is the email's least favorite food? Wait a minute. No, Andy. No, Andy. No. Oh, my God. I'm letting Andy down. But you got to like that last one about the PC. What is email's least favorite food? What is an email's least favorite food? Come on now. Come on.
Spam?
Yes. Correct. It is correct. It is spam. Hey, new music. Did you hear about this new band called 999 MB? They haven't gotten a gig yet.
Oh, God. They're really bad.
They're really bad, but you're laughing your ass off. Let's note that, folks. Okay? Hey, what driver doesn't need a license? What driver doesn't have a license?
Screwdriver?
Yes! Doc Val's on it today. She's got 2 of them. Yes.
I'm on a roll.
You are. That tells you how old and how bad these jokes are because I'm not stumping her for crying out loud. All right, here we go. Last one or two, and then I'm going to make Andy feel better and end this horrible tragedy here. Here you go. What do you get if you cross a bike? What do you get if you cross a bike and a rose? A bike and a rose. You get bicycle pedals. Last one, thank God. How do you stop a dog from barking in the back of a car? You put him in the front, silly. Okay, we're back. See, y'all can blame me all you want, but you guys like to have them. Oh, wait a minute. Here comes the voice of reason or lack thereof.
If you get up on the left side of a horse, where do you get down?
On the right side.
From a duck.
Well, we hope you enjoyed.
Wait.
We hope you enjoyed our
What kind of pillows do you have? Are they down pillows?
I don't know if they're down. I better pick them up.
Well, if you you get them from a duck. Down. Where do you get down?
WWDBTV will be shut down effective immediately. It's been nice. All right, real quickly before we say goodbye, and I know we're over time. Number one, last week we talked about where to get those great jerseys like you see on Val. And look, you see what I'm wearing? This is brand new. I got me a denim shirt with the Kiwanis Connects logo on it. You can go through. You ready for this? thevoice.qbstores.com. Every logo that I've been involved with, shows or otherwise, are available for purchase. Shirts, hats, except the jerseys. The jerseys is another company. Val, I heard back from them. They do have an affiliate program that I have to dive into and see how it all works. I don't know if we could specifically just be an affiliate for one shirt, but I have to go through their race. So there's more information coming on those jerseys. If you like the Kiwanis logo on anything from shirts, hats, beer mugs, bibs, whatever you want, except stethoscopes, because they're a pain in the ass to embroider on that rubber. It doesn't work very well. You can go to that shop and you can get all your stuff that you want.
I would love to see everybody wearing one of these at the Pirates-Mets game at Kiwanis International Convention in Pittsburgh. Wouldn't that be a blast to have a whole section that has Kiwanis Connects jerseys on?
As a Yankee fan, I have to go into a Pirate stadium. Ugh.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right, I'll make the sacrifice.
Sporting your gear.
That's okay. I'll make the sacrifice just for Andy. All right. So, Val, let's wrap up. Go ahead, take it away.
I'm so thankful that we're talking about all this. You know, when I went to college, I had a scholarship from Kiwanis, and Kiwanis made that scholarship from Kiwanis Club of Riverside, made up the difference in gap where I was able to actually complete my degree. And so I know the value so much. I wish I had known more about how to do this. It would have taken a lot of pressure off because I did work 3 jobs on my undergrad. But I got a clue by the time my doctorate ran around. So I have no degree, no bills for that. But I am so thankful. This is a phenomenal topic. I can't wait to come back again and we talk some more. Thank you, Dr. Rhea.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I know we're over time, but key clubs, newsletters, you know, you have talks. We do all of that and would be so blessed to be able to be a part of the Kiwanis family in that way. Just reach out.
Dr. Rhea, you only have one stipulation for you to come back. You need to come out of your shell. That's it. I will not accept this stuff ever again. All right. Programming note tomorrow, Aaron's Hour, 11 a.m. Eastern. I will be live at Tidewater Community College talking to some of the alumni and the Alumni Association there. As you guys may know, Tidewater Community College is one of my sponsors on Aaron's Hour, and as part of their agreement with me, we'll get to highlight them on a monthly basis. So I will be down to Tidewater College tomorrow, 11 a.m. With that, be kind to everybody. Why? We are all we have. We'll see you next week right here on Kiwanis Connects.